Okay, it's 5:02 everybody. We'll get started, I think. I'm very pleased to welcome you to the PICES 2021 opening ceremony. I wish we were all in person, but we unfortunately are not again this year. As our chair, Enrique, is on the line, I'm going to ask him to say hello, and then we will start with the welcoming address.
Hello, everybody. I wish we were all together as we like to be, and I'm very much hoping that we will do that next year. I wish everybody a great meeting, productive, and I look forward to continuing our work at PICES. It is my distinct pleasure to welcome you all to the 2021 PICES annual meeting. It is a special honor for me since this is my first meeting as chair of the organization. As with many of you, I was hoping the meeting would be in person and that together we would be able to participate in the many PICES traditions that make it not only one of the preeminent scientific organizations in the North Pacific, but also a unique and rewarding event where we get to share our science with friends and colleagues. The meeting this year was planned for Qingdao in the People's Republic of China. Although the meeting is being held remotely due to the ongoing global pandemic, the Chinese delegation to PICES and the Ministry of Natural Resources of China were instrumental in the organization of this meeting, and I would like to extend a heartfelt thank you to them for their help and for the incredible flexibility they showed in getting us to this point in time. Thanks to them, we maintained the possibility of an in-person meeting until unusually late in the process. We look forward to the next opportunity we have to be in China. In spite of the difficulties presented to us by the global pandemic, the work of this organization and its individual scientists remain as important as ever. The combination of climate change and increased population density along coastlines presents unique challenges to our countries. From the economic and social consequences of extreme events, which appear to be increasing, sea level rise and coastal inundation, food security, biodiversity, and ecosystem health, the challenges remain as plentiful as they are complex. PICES, as an intergovernmental organization, has both the expertise and the duty to elucidate the science that is needed to address these issues. A look at this year's annual meeting program, working and studying groups, and the work associated with our central scientific theme on forecasting and understanding the trends, uncertainty, and responses in the North Pacific marine ecosystems, also known as FUTURE, is an indication that the organization is rising to the challenge. These are exciting times for the PICES community. The upcoming UN Decade of Ocean Sciences is a recognition by the international community of the importance of studying the oceans, its ecosystems, and the connection to humanity. It is an affirmation of the role that scientific knowledge has in guiding and improving our lives. PICES, as an organization, is significantly involved in the Decade of Ocean Sciences activities, and I encourage you to participate as extensively as possible. We also continue to increase our collaboration with our sister organization in the North Atlantic, ICES. We can benefit from each other's knowledge and collaborate on emerging common interests, such as in the Arctic Ocean. We are planning the 2023 annual meeting hosted by the United States to be a joint ICES-PICES event, and I hope to see many of you then. I personally live in a small town of Princeton, New Jersey, and as I was preparing these opening remarks, it was announced that this year's Nobel Prize for Physics was awarded to Dr. Suki Manabe, a local resident, for his visionary work on developing the first coupled climate model and using it to study the sensitivity of the climate system to increase atmospheric CO2. I don't have to tell you how much his vision influences so much of what we do today. And of course, we relish in the recognition that climate science is receiving thanks to this award and the ongoing work by many scientists around the world. But my thoughts drifted to the young Dr. Manabe's journey. He came to the US from Japan in 1958. Think about that period of our recent history for a little bit. The challenges must have been great. And yet, ultimately, what won the day was his scientific curiosity and ability to collaborate and share knowledge with a wide range of scientists. At 90 years old, he is still engaged, giving and attending seminars, and ready to talk science with anyone. At PICES, we understand that our international collaboration benefits all of us, and we continue to work towards training the next generation of thinkers. So, I want to wish you all a great meeting. The PICES Secretariat, led by the recently appointed Executive Secretary Sonia Batten, has done a fantastic job in leading the organization during these difficult times and in organizing this meeting. I look forward to seeing you, many of you, in the next year.
Thank you very much, Enrique, for those kind words to start off the meeting with. We're now moving to the more fun part of the session, which is the 2021 awards that PICES likes to present. And we'll start this year with the Chair Award, which is presented by the PICES Chair with the recipient. And then we'll follow that with the Worcester Award, the Zoo Peterson Award, and the PICES Ocean Monitoring Service Award. I believe we also have a recording for that.
One of our traditions at PICES is to recognize people that over the years have had significant contributions to the organization. Specifically, the Chair Award was established in 2016 by an act of Governing Council. It is awarded to individuals that have had sustained contributions to the development and operation of PICES as an organization that allows it to better carry out its scientific mission of promoting and coordinating marine scientific research in the North Pacific. Past recipients of this award were, in 2016, Marasco and Alex Bichko from the PICES Secretariat, Tokyo Wada from Japan, and John Stein from the United States in 2018, and the last award was in 2019 to Pat Livingston from the US. It is my distinct pleasure to announce the PICES 2021 Chair Award given to Dr. Laura Richards. Those of you that have been associated with PICES over the years would without a doubt have crossed paths with Laura. Laura was the PICES Chair between 2012 and 2016, and prior to that for 3 years the PICES Vice Chair. She has been a Canadian delegate to the PICES Governing Council between 2000 and 2010. She was a 2-term chair of the Finance and Administration Committee and an active member of the Fisheries Science Committee, and participated in several study and working groups at PICES. She was particularly instrumental in nurturing international partnerships such as with ICES, NPAFC, NAUPAP, and others. Dr. Richards has carried out several transformational initiatives in the organization. As the Finance and Administration Chair, she led the review and update of the PICES Rules of Operation and PICES Financial Regulations. She collaborated to set ambitious vision for scientific and technical innovations and cultural diversity throughout the PICES strategic plan. These two activities have helped guide us since 2016. She supported and promoted the establishment of the PICES Open Access Policy, which helps increase PICES science uptake by outside of the organization. She was instrumental in recruiting young scientists to PICES and has served as a PICES ambassador within Canada. Laura had the honor of awarding the first ever PICES Chair Awards given in 2016 to Marasco and Alex Vichkov from the Secretariat. On a personal note, Laura has been a mentor to me since joining the organization PICES, and in particular since becoming the US delegate to Governing Council. So once again, we congratulate Dr. Laura Richards for being awarded the PICES 2021 Chair Award, and we look forward to seeing her in one of our upcoming meetings.
Thank you very much, Laura. I know that you're available. I've made it so that you can turn on your camera and your microphone and say a few words if you would like to.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, thank you so much. It really was an honor for me to have served in the PICES organization for more than 20 years and contributed in my small way to nurturing PICES science. And while I appreciate this award, my true reward has been to witness how the PICES community has now laid the foundation for collaborative North Pacific research that is addressing today's issues, such as climate change, as was just mentioned. And I know that the PICES organization continues in very capable hands, and I want to wish you all the best for your future endeavors. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Laura. It's great to see you here. I wish it could be in person, but hopefully we'll be able to have you at the annual meeting next year so we can catch up properly. Next, I'd like to pass over to our Science Board Chair, Vera Trainer, who is going to present the next award to us.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sonia, and congratulations to you, Laura, and thank you for your great achievement. It gives me great pleasure to introduce the Wooster Award and the recipient this year. This award is named in honor of Professor Warren Wooster, who is the principal founder and visionary of PICES and was also its first chairman. This award is presented every year to an individual who's made a significant scientific contribution to North Pacific marine science. The main selection criteria are sustained excellence in teaching, administration, science, or a combination of the three. Special consideration is given to those who work toward integrating marine science, and preference also to individuals involved in PICES activities. So it gives me great pleasure to announce the 2021 Wooster Award recipient. Next slide, please. Dr. Sinjae Yu. Congratulations, Sinjae, for your numerous scientific achievements and sustained contributions to PICES. You are the winner of the 2021 Wooster Award. And next, we have a very special treat for you, a video presentation about Sinjae's life and contributions to PICES.
Dr. Sinjae Yu is a biological oceanographer. He had been a research scientist at Kordi, which is now Kiosk in Busan, for over 30 years. He has also been a professor at the Korea Maritime and Ocean University and the University of Science and Technology Korea. He is currently the president of the Scientific Committee on Oceanic Research. Since he joined Kordi in the late 80s, he had studied primary production and phytoplankton dynamics. In the early 90s, he became fascinated by the remote sensing technology and began to use satellite data to study phytoplankton. Recently, Shinjai has expanded his interest to the theoretical study of ecological interactions. Shinjai has participated in various PICES activities, such as Model Task Team of the Forces Program and Bio Committee. He served as the Vice Chair and the Chair of the Science Board. One of his most recent work is the chairmanship of the Working Group of North Pacific Ecosystem Status Report 3. Thanks to the years of effort of this working group, its synthesis report was published this summer. Here is a message from Peter Chandra, who co-chaired the working group with Shinjai.
Sinjay, congratulations on winning the Wooster Award. I'd just like to let you know that, and everybody else know, that as the co-chair of Working Group 35 on the NPISA 3 report, I couldn't have asked for a better co-chair than you. Not only are you an eminent scientist, but you have that remarkable ability to connect the science to a broad audience, whether they're students or senior administrators. And the other thing that's turned out to be really helpful was that you can introduce thorny issues into a conversation and guide the participants to a very constructive outcome. But most of all, I think you have a terrific sense of humor, and it's great that you share it with so many other people. So once again, congratulations.
Looking at his success as a scientist, you may think his career path has never been unwavering. But just like everyone else, he had a moment standing at the fork in the road in his younger days. Welcome to the theater. It's the beginning of the show. Chapter 1. Shinjai was born in Daegu, a city located in the southeastern province of Korea. During his junior high and high school days, he was interested in history and biology. He was also fascinated by various hand-on science experiments, including launching home-brewed rockets. His journey to be a future scientist seemed to go well. But life is a drama. Chapter 2. After entering the Seoul National University, Shinjai came across a drama group with which he spent more time than with any other activities. He participated in 6 productions with this group as an actor and later as a director. When he finished his bachelor degree, Shinjai hesitated to decide his future career for a while, actor or scientist.
No!
Chapter 3. But finally, the passion toward science made Shinjai decide to continue science. Yes! After finishing his master program in Korea, Shinjai moved to New York to study biological evolution at the State University of New York at Stony Brook. There, he devoted himself to theoretical and experimental studies to explain the evolutionary mechanism of gamete dimorphism. With this study, he received his PhD. What inspired him to keep doing science is this book. The Ecological Theatre and the Evolutionary Play by Hutchinson. This legendary essay on ecology and evolution tells us the secret of the nature from micro to universe scales. And it even explores the amazing connection of art and natural science. It tells us the world is a stage. All the living things on the earth are actors in the drama of evolution. In this way, Shinjai realized his perfect place to work as an actor and a scientist as well. The ocean became his stage. Science is the story to play. Research project is the drama to direct. Well, luckily, ocean science community got the talent like Shinjay. On the other hand, that was a huge loss to the Korean movie industry. If Shinjay chose a different career, he would have been the star of the super popular TV series or a world-famous movie director. In fact, because of his decision, Korean movie industry had to wait for their first Oscar Best Movie Award until 2020. But Shinjay has never lost his love to movies. Shinjay is known as a big fan of Stanley Kubrick films because
Kubrick does not remain in one area, and even if it takes him a long time, he ventures into different genres. Eventually, Shinji was greatly influenced by this Kubrick's attitude, going on to challenge himself with multiple areas of researches.
Yes!
Shinjay has been internationally very active. He has been involved in many research projects such as Yellow Sea Large Marine Ecosystem and Asian Workshop on Ocean Color, and been a member of many ocean science organizations listed here. Through these activities, he made friends worldwide. There is a secret of his friend-making skill.
With his gentleman voice and features, he was popular wherever he went. The funny thing is, he knew it and took pleasure in other people admiring him.
How dare you! We have some messages from his friends. Patricia Miloslavich.
Hello, Shinjay. How are you? Congratulations, all the way from Townsville. We in SCORE are very, very proud of your award with PICES. Very well deserved. This year, having you as president of SCORE has been really enjoyable, and I look forward for the next 3. And really, really very proud of your award from PICES. You so deserve it with all your contributions to ocean science. Thank you very much and congratulations. Enjoy.
Stephen Demora.
Shinji was a very gracious host during my final mission to Korea as the chief executive of Plymouth Marine Laboratories. We visited the KICES headquarters in Busan and the Jeju Research Institute. He also introduced me to the sights and flavors of Jeju Island during the blossom season. I was very pleased to welcome him to PML when he arrived in 2019. I wish him all the best for the future.
And Georgie Ishizaka. Thank you, Georgie, for sharing us lots of memorable photos. 70% of feature party photos with Shinjay's big smile with glass of beer, wine, or some kind of liquid. These are indeed the evidence of successful science collaboration. Shinjay enjoys drinking. His favorite drinks are hirazake and makgeolli with pufferfish and agim. Here is a message from his bro, Sejong-ju.
Since I started my career at Cordy, I became his best colleague and younger brother. I am sure he won't agree on this, but recently I obviously feel that way since getting old at the same speed and sharing the same ideas and thoughts. But, when we go to the bar or restaurant to drink, I feel like he doesn't treat me that way. I must always keep an eye on his beer to avoid leaving his glass empty. If his cup is empty for less than a minute, he starts complaining. I think he needs me as a bartender, not a researcher.
Shinjay is such a great bro and a hero to everyone, but we must remember, drama needs a heroine. Chisun is currently a PhD candidate studying at the Georgia Institute of Technology.
아버지, 수상을 축하드려요. 저희가 집에서는 가짜 박사라고 놀리지만 그래도 파이시즈에서 인정을 해준다니 다행이네요. 저도 나이가 들면 들수록 아버지가 해오신 일들이 쉽지 않았다라는 걸 느끼고 있는데 그래서 그런지 이번에 상 받으신 게 특히나 되게 자랑스럽고 저한테도 많은 힘이 되네요. 하루빨리 아틀란타에 오셔서 우리 같이 맥주 마시면서 축하할 수 있는 시간 가질 수 있으면 좋겠어요. 수상 다시 한번 축하드려요.
After your retirement from Kyoto last year, Shinjei, you may dream about being a gentleman of leisure, imagining yourself enjoying Mai Tai on the tropical beach with your beautiful wife. But, we don't want to let you go yet, cause PICES and ocean science still need you. And as an actor and drama director, I know you know this. The show must go on, no matter what it takes. Congratulations, Shinjei, and to your family and friends. We are looking forward to seeing you keep shining in your next adventure.
Congratulations, Sinjay, and thanks to all who made that wonderful video. And Sinjay, I'm wondering, are you here to make a few remarks? Okay, we know that Sinjay is in the middle of a SCORE meeting where he's acting as president, so he has a very good excuse for not being here right now.
No, he's here, Vera, he's here.
Okay.
He's just composing himself.
Okay. Sinjay, would you like to say a few words?
I don't know what to say. Some time ago, when Sanae Shiba asked me to attend this ceremony, I didn't suspect this, although there was something unusual in her tone, but I thought as a SCORE representative, I should attend this ceremony. I didn't suspect this because I never thought I'm entitled to this great award. There are so many better scientists who contributed more than me. I'm just overwhelmed, and you're too generous, and I feel I'm paid for the things I have not delivered yet. So I think I should work harder to pay this back. And this, this video, thank you for this video as well. Well, thank you.
Thank you so much, Sinjay. Congratulations many, many times over. All right. So thanks again. We'll move on now to the next award, which is the POMA Award, the PICES Ocean Monitoring Service Award, which recognizes organizations, groups, or outstanding individuals that have contributed to the advancement of PICES science through long-term ocean monitoring, data management, and innovative advances in ocean monitoring. It also enlightens the public on the importance of these activities as fundamental to marine science. This is an important aspect of the PICES Convention that's not so much in the limelight and is often underappreciated, to promote the collection and exchange of information and data related to marine science research in the PICES area. So it gives me great pleasure to announce the 2021 POMA Award recipient, next slide, EcoFoci, Ecosystems and Fisheries Oceanography Coordinated Investigations. A little bit more about EcoFoci in the next slide. So this is a collaborative research effort by scientists at the Pacific Marine Environmental Lab and the Alaska Fisheries Science Center, just down the road from where I'm living right now in Seattle. This was established in 1984 and is showing its productivity with over 800 publications to understand the ocean conditions and ecosystem dynamics in the Gulf of Alaska, Eastern Bering Sea, and the US Arctic. It has applied data products to the effective management of living marine resources, such as decision-making for the Alaska walleye pollock. It has more than 25 years of biophysical monitoring and more than 35 years of ichthyoplankton and zooplankton collections. It also supports summer internship programs and early career scientists. And you can find more about EcoFoci at its website. Next slide, please. So here's some lovely images from the work that EcoFoci has been doing for many, many years. And the next slide. So if anyone from EcoFoci is here, please raise your hand. It would be nice if you would like to say a few words and accept this award on behalf of the program. Is there anyone from EcoFoci here? Congratulations.
Yep, there's a couple of people actually, so.
Oh, excellent.
I think either of them should now be able to turn their microphones on and speak.
If Janet is here, I would definitely show her instead of me. Janet Duffy Anderson, I think she should be on.
She is, yes. I'm just promoting her to a panelist, so Janet will be able to say a few words.
Thank you, Sonia.
Janet, are you able to say a few words?
I'm totally putting her under pressure. She was late to join the meeting.
That's okay.
Thank you so much. And just, this is a really amazing award. And I think like the previous Worcester Award recipient, there's so much more work to be done. And it's amazing to be recognized for what the program has put forth. And I've only been with the group for 6 years myself, but it's been a privilege to work with PICES and work with EcoFoci. And I think we really are looking forward to kind of the next generation of ocean observing and sharing that with the public and getting early career scientists involved and you know, moving ocean science forward. So thank you.
Thank you, Heather, so much. And congratulations again to EcoFoci. Okay, next slide, please. So our newest Pisces Award is the Zhu Peterson Award, which honors Professor Mingwan Zhu and Dr. Bill Peterson. This award was established in 2019, and the first award ever was given last year. Both of these scientists strongly encouraged early career professionals to become more engaged in Pisces. And this is given annually to an individual who has performed innovative research at the frontier of science relevant to the Pisces mission as set out in its convention. And I think they would both be extremely proud of this year's award recipient. It gives me great pleasure to announce the Zhu Peterson Awardee of 2021. Next slide, please. Dr. Erin Satterthwaite. Erin, congratulations. Next slide, please. A little bit more about Erin. So in her young career, she's already quite distinguished. She received her PhD at the Bodega Marine Laboratory at University of California, Davis in 2018. She did her postdoc with Future Earth and NCEAS, and is working and also has worked with Cal Coffee and a coordinator at the Scripps Institution of Oceanography. She is the co-chair of the Pisces Study Group on ECOP, which was just this past year, and a member of the Joint Pisces-ICES Strategic Initiative for the UN Decade of Ocean Science. And I've really felt lucky to have participated in the study group on ECOP and have really enjoyed getting to know Erin. She won the Pisces Monitor Best Oral Presentation by an Early Career Scientist in 2019. She's asked to speak at Capitol Hill Ocean Week and at other important venues. She has publications on inclusive engagement, over 15 research papers. She's been a reviewer, international lecturer, volunteer, and really is a true leader already within the Pisces community. So congratulations, Erin. And would you like to say a few words? Well, we can show the next, we were going to show her award. There we go. Erin, are you here? And would you like to say a few words? Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks so much, Vera. I don't even know what to say. This is truly an extreme honor, and I'm just filled with gratitude. Yeah, I feel so lucky to be a part of this wonderful Pisces community. And it really was this sense of community and just, I don't know, I've just been enamored with Pisces since I joined. It really drew me in. And so Vera, as you like to say, I love your quote about that a lot of Pisces is about serendipity. And I really do feel like many aspects of this journey have been very serendipitous, and all the amazing people that I've met. And so I guess just to a couple of people, Stephen, thanks for introducing me to Pisces. I'm reflecting back and thinking about, I had no idea what it was, but was just like, all right, this sounds great. And so then thinking about Vera, thanks for sitting down to lunch with me that fateful day to discuss engagement in Pisces. And then Sonia, thanks for all your professional and personal insight. And then to all the other early career professionals that I've met in this process, it's really been a privilege to work with you all. I'm blown away by the just leadership and work that everyone's brought to Pisces through the study group for early career ocean professionals. And so, yeah, I'm excited to see where this journey takes us. And thank you all so much. Really, really appreciate it.
Thank you, Erin. And thank you and congratulations on winning the Zhu Peterson Award. Again, I think Professor Zhu and Dr. Peterson would have loved to have met you and would be very, very, very pleased. Next slide. So congratulations to all of our awardees. Thank you for your contributions to Pisces, and we look forward to great work with you in the future. So with that, we take a deep breath and we move on to the Pisces year in review, which I will provide to you, which gives a few highlights of the amazing accomplishments of all of us, really, during this virtual time period. And I just want to take a few minutes to thank all of you who've been part of so many virtual meetings and have allowed the progress of the organization to continue. Next slide, please. So I was hoping we wouldn't have to show these Zoom meeting faces, that we would have actually been live this year, but we're continuing with Zoom and we're continuing to make great progress. The Future Scientific Steering Committee met just last month. You see a number of their faces here. You know, an intense 3-day, 3-hour meeting whereby they really plan the science of Pisces, much of the science of Pisces. And then the Intersessional Science Board meeting, the Science Board ISB 2021, which was held earlier this year, also was virtual. And I'd like to thank all of the Science Board members. And actually, we just finished our Science Board meeting as well. So thanks to all of you. The meeting this year is hosted online by China, but we are already in preparation for 2022, which will be in Busan, Korea. And we truly hope we will see all of you in person. Next slide, please. So as you know, the overarching science program within Pisces is FUTURE, which stands for Forecasting and Understanding Trends, Uncertainty, and Responses of the North Pacific Marine Ecosystem. FUTURE now has entered phase 3 and is recognizing that the science is really interdisciplinary. And we are connecting more arrows to more parts of Pisces, including from the human system to the climate system. So we look forward to accomplishments of FUTURE in the next year and the years to come. Next slide, please. So a little bit more about FUTURE. Phase 2 was for 5 years, and now we're really just starting to get into phase 3. And a few of the highlights are that we're implementing the social, ecological, environmental systems, or SEAS approach. So where our science was perhaps not as focused on social systems, those are now well integrated into Pisces. We're looking forward to engagement on projects that focus on UN Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development, and also enhanced communications and also involvement of early career ocean professionals. Next slide, please. So Pisces really is uniquely positioned as a leader for the UN Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development. And one of the mottos for the UN Decade is the science we need for the ocean we want. And we truly ask that you think about the ocean that you do want to see for the future and how Pisces science can help with this. Next slide, please. So we're really pleased that the program called SmartNet, which stands for Sustainability of Marine Ecosystems through Global Knowledge Networks, has been endorsed as a program by the UN Decade. This is a collaborative framework of ICES with Pisces that provides a structure for us to expand upon our science, to work with people perhaps who we haven't worked with before. So we look forward to doing more with you to target SmartNet accomplishments. And this lovely graphic, I have to thank Lori Waters in the Secretariat for this lovely graphic that shows pictures of a lot of the science that we have already done together. Next slide, please. So if you would like to learn more about what SmartNet could do, or some ideas that we could move forward with under SmartNet, there is an article in Eco magazine that's dedicated to the UN Decade of Ocean Sciences. And in this special issue, there is an article about SmartNet and some of the ideas, some of the concepts that we could expand upon to further our science to other communities and with other people. Next slide, please. So we're also very pleased that along with SmartNet, which has been endorsed as a program, and again, here you see the lovely SmartNet logo, we have conferences that have been endorsed by the UN Decade, including MCs, the Marine Socio-Ecological Systems Symposium, which is the plan is that it will be held next year, but there will be a teaser event in December 2021. So please look on the PICES website for more details about this one-day teaser event. Also, the 4th PICES Early Career Scientist Conference, which will be held in May 2022 in St. John's, Newfoundland, Canada, has been endorsed by the UN Decade. And the Small Pelagic Fish Symposium, the plan is to hold it in November of 2022 in Lisbon, Portugal. So thank you to all of the people who have planned these events, and we look forward to attending these meetings and working together under SmartNet. Next slide, please. So I want to take a few minutes to just highlight some of the accomplishments of a couple of the expert groups within PICES, because these are overarching achievements over the last couple of years, I think, that involve all of us. So starting with the Early Career Ocean Professionals Study Group, which just finished this month. They have developed a ECOP, Early Career Ocean Professional Engagement Plan, which you will be able to find soon on the PICES website. The ECOP community was able to distribute a number of surveys to our community asking, what can you offer ECOP? How do you envision ECOP getting involved in PICES? And the key needs and goals that they determined were essential were networking and collaboration, a better understanding of PICES and how to get more involved. They also requested mentorship by experienced PICES members, and then several elements of engagement in PICES, including in science communication, policy, diversity, equity, and inclusion. And if you attended the ECOP workshop last Wednesday, you'll see that this is a very exciting group that really wants to become more engaged. So please welcome them with open arms to your expert group meetings, and please introduce yourselves. And in particular, you'll have a chance at Thursday's poster session. I'll talk more about that in a few minutes. Next slide, please. So the next steps for the PICES ECOP, they're awaiting approval for the proposal for a future ECOP advisory panel. So this has been recommended for approval by Science Board, but is awaiting approval by the Governing Council. They plan to develop a North Pacific ECOP node of the global ECOP program. And as I alluded to in the previous slide, they hope to establish a mentor-mentee platform to allow ECOP to take on some leadership goals within PICES and much, much more. Next slide, please. So there also has been a study group on PICES science communications, and they've made some nice progress. The Science Board has also recommended that PICES have an advisory panel on scientific communications, so we will await the Governing Council decision on this. They have drafted a PICES communications strategy and implementation plan, which future members are currently reviewing. So we look forward to seeing that revised draft. And they hope to hold a science communications training workshop at PICES 2022. This will be an opportunity for all of you to draft your communications summaries from your expert groups, to refine them during the workshop, and then look toward posting them on the PICES website. And the secretary is in fact working on a new PICES website. You can see one of the images there in the right corner. This will be implemented in a tiered approach, making sure that it's approved by the communications expert group. Next slide, please. So there are a number of expert groups that Science Board has recommended. The study group in Joint PICES Pacific Salmon Commission on Scientific Cooperation in the North Pacific Ocean, an exciting working group on climate extremes and coastal impacts in the Pacific, and a working group on sub-mesoscale processes and marine ecosystems. And then, as I just mentioned, 2 advisory panels, one on scientific communication and one on early career ocean professionals. So please express your interest in joining these groups if you are interested, and we look forward to their accomplishments in the future. Next slide, please. So there are a couple of special projects, capacity building projects within PICES, and we've spoken about these before, but I'm really proud to say that they continued their accomplishments this year. The Ciguatera project, which is sponsored by the Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry, and Fisheries in the government of Japan. Ciguatera is a type of harmful algal bloom that threatens fisheries in many of the tropical regions, but is being found to spread to other areas. So this is a really important project. And then also the Sea Turtle Project, which is sponsored and funded by Inha University in Korea. They've also made great progress and continue to do some work even during these challenging times. Next slide, please. PICES scientific excellence is also shown in a number of publications that are available on the website and are now completed, including the Marine Ecosystems of the North Pacific Ocean, a synthesis report by Peter Chandler and Sinjae Yu, which you just heard about. The scientific report number 62 on oceanography of the Yellow Sea and East China Sea. Scientific report 61 on ocean conditions and the distribution and productivity of highly migratory fish. And then a report sponsored by Global Hab that I was involved in on evaluating, reducing, and mitigating the cost of harmful algal blooms. Next slide. So there was a capacity building workshop, the Pacific Ecology and Evolution Conference, which was held via Zoom in February of this year. And you can see that PICES was one of a number of sponsors that brought together graduate students and more senior scientists in this topic area. Next slide, please. And we're thankful that PICES has a capacity building program through its intern program. Cecil, it's so wonderful to have you as an intern, and the end date says 2021, but we hope that you will continue to be with us for longer time. 20 interns have assisted PICES and also trained at the PICES Secretariat since the year 2000. So this is a wonderful program. Next slide, please. We have a number of collaborators and partners who we greatly value, and especially now in the UN Decade of Ocean Sciences, we look forward to enhancing our collaborations with all of these partners in different parts of the world. Next slide, please. So something that I wanted to also highlight, because we have been meeting virtually, PICES is starting to track its CO2 emission savings that have been realized by holding virtual, not face-to-face meetings. And you can see of the meetings here in 2021, We have saved 1,057 tons of carbon dioxide. You can see the 5 meetings there that have been held virtually. And this is equivalent to taking 230 cars off the road for 1 year. And you can see some of the other equivalencies there. And I hope we will continue to think about how PICES meetings can be greener. And we would like to think about proposing a study group for PICES Green Science that will be proposed at the Intersessional Science Board meeting next year. So those of you who are interested in participating in a study group on PICES Green Science, please contact me. Next slide, please. We look forward to seeing you at some upcoming PICES science events. The MC's teaser event, which will be held in December, the ICES PICES 4th Early Career Scientist Meeting at St. John's, Newfoundland in May of 2022, and then PICES 2022 in Busan, Korea. Hopefully we will be in person, and the Small Pelagic Fish Symposium in Lisbon in November of 2022. Next slide, please. So with that, it gives me great pleasure to introduce Dr. Fang Li Chao, our keynote address speaker for PICES 2021. He is currently a senior scientist in physical oceanography at the First Institute of Oceanography, Ministry of Natural Resources in China. His research interests focus on physical oceanography, ocean climate model development, ocean dynamics, turbulence, and air-sea interactions. He's been a member of the executive planning group of the UN Decade of Ocean Sciences and has provided incredibly great advice for how PICES and ICES can contribute to the UN Decade. So we look forward to his continued advice for us in that area. He's a co-chair of IOC Westpac and an editor-in-chief of Ocean Modeling. He's had numerous academic awards, including the 2014 PICES Wooster Award and the National Innovation Award of China. So with that, I'd like to introduce Dr. Fang Li Chao's keynote address, and this is via video. Thank you very much.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. It's my great pleasure to share some scientific views with all of you on the topic of predicted future of PICES and the UN Ocean Decade. My speech includes 4 parts. The first part will be requirements of long-term forecast and face the scientific challenges. As we all know that the UN Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development was approved by UN Assembly at the end of last year and has officially started from the beginning of this year. According to the implementation plan, the UN Ocean Decade has 7 outcomes, and this talk will focus on a predicted ocean. We need long-term prediction. The longer, the better. We even hope to predict the climate status 100 years later. However, the following figures tell us that we can only predict the weather and ocean for several days with good to excellent accuracy. And that is one of the greatest contributions from scientific community based on their hard work for more than half a century. For more than 10 days, such as sub-seasonal, seasonal, or even longer, it is still a big challenge for us to reach fair accuracy from poor. Why we could not give long-term accurate prediction? Heat content is the core. As we know, the heat content of 3 meters seawater is equivalent to that of total air. So the upper ocean controls the long-term prediction of ocean and climate. So we can conclude that the ocean, especially the upper ocean, controls the prediction ability of ocean weather and climate. However, the following figures show the scientific challenges. In the upper ocean, there is a layer with uniform temperature and salinity called the mixed layer. The left figure shows the observed mixed layer, and the right is from a simulation, which is too shallow compared with observation in summer. We could not properly simulate the ocean mixed layer, which has been a ground challenge for half a century. The true reason behind is the lack of mixing in the upper ocean. Assume that we could properly predict the mixed layer in the upper ocean. Could we make a long-term prediction? Unfortunately, the answer is still no. The ocean, through a process of air interaction, modulated the atmosphere, and our scientific understanding on air's interaction has been so poor. Here, we take a momentum flux as an example. Traditionally, the drag coefficient of wind stress is regarded as a linear function of wind speed U10. The wind speed at 10 meters height. There are so many choices for the parameter of A and B. As we know, only one could be correct. And the right figure from observation shows that drag coefficient is not a linear function of U10. It will be saturated at about 30 meters per second and then will decrease. Why have we been lacking of deep understanding on ocean mixing and ice interaction? It is because both of them are turbulence. Turbulence has been the greatest challenge from a scientific point of view. Nobel Prize winner Heisenberg was asked when he would like to ask God, given the opportunity. His reply was, "When I meet God, I'm going to ask him two questions: why relativity and why turbulence?" I really believe he will have an answer for the first. Fortunately, for the ocean mixing as early as 2004, we discovered that the non-breaking surface wave-induced mixing (BV) plays a dominant role in the upper ocean, as we all know, as the spatial and temporal scales of surface waves are too small compared with those of oceanic and atmospheric circulations. Surface wave effects have been disregarded in ocean and climate models. For ice momentum flux, traditionally the direction of wind stress follows the direction of wind, and this formula has been used in all ocean and climate models. However, observation evidence shows that the direction of wind stress and wind vector are different, sometimes even opposite on the ocean surface. This is also because of the existence of surface waves. For ice heat flux, albedo is one of the key parameters. In ocean and climate models, it is assumed to be 5.5%. Our recent observations show that albedo is totally different from 2% to 20%. Is also closely related with surface waves. Next, I will introduce a new era for ocean prediction. As the ocean is so complicated, according to their spatial temporal scales, oceanographers have been separating ocean into surface wave, tide, ocean circulation into different streams, and made their predictions separately. This separation makes our research simple at the other end. Unfortunately, this simple concept obstructs us from understanding all kinds of interaction processes in the ocean. For accurate long-term prediction, it is time for us to unify the whole ocean as a dynamic system through turbulence. Here, we show simulation results from new generation models. The bottom is the observed ocean mixed layer depth. The middle is from traditional ocean model, which is much different with observation. And the top panels are from wave circulation coupled new generation models, which is quite similar to observation. The left is for the February in the Southern Pacific, and the right is for the August in the North Atlantic. BV theory has been tested by different model groups, including MIMO model of Europe. Here, I take the FISAM model of our Institute of Germany as an example. The simulation error of the global subsurface temperature is reduced from 1.2 degree to 0.1 degree. These promising results clearly indicate that the new era for long-term ocean prediction has started quietly. Next, I show one of the challenges of Ekman transport theory. The Ekman transport, due to the summer monsoon south wind, will be accumulated near the west coast of Hainan Island of China. So, downwelling should exist, but from ocean satellite data, the cold sea surface temperature indicates it is upwelling. Only 3 coupling the tidal current ocean model can simulate this upwelling process properly. Based on the above scientific understandings, we developed the first surface wave tide circulation fully coupled model in the world. And it is not surprising at all, this new generation model performed best compared with all other ocean models. And we have been providing operational service to the world through IOC Westpac official website since 2018. Next, I will introduce the prediction applications in climate and tropical cyclones. The upper figure is a multimodal mean sea surface temperature bias from CMIP 5. All of them are the most advanced climate models in the world, as we know. ENSO, with the SST anomaly more than 0.5 degree in tropical Pacific, has so much influence on the world climate. The multimodal mean sea surface temperature bias from many climate models are more than 3 degrees. In fact, for any single climate model, the bias can be larger than 5 to 7 degrees. That means we could not make a long-term prediction of climate. Amazingly, by including surface wave in climate models, the sea surface temperature bias can be killed more than half. With the above scientific understanding, here in our institute, we have established 2 generations climate prediction systems by including surface wave-induced mixing, effects of stokes drift on ISA momentum flux, sea spray on ISA heat flux, and sea surface temperature dynamo cycle. We have implemented more than 20 years handcast validation for each month. The prediction ability of our climate prediction system is amazingly well. As PICES has a huge demand to provide service for member states, we are ready to provide 1-year operational climate prediction for PICES with all partners from this community. And we express this willingness to Working Group 40 and the POC Committee already. GFDR of the United States, one of the world's leading centers for model development, tested the wave-induced mixing theory and their climate model is much improved for summer mixed layer simulation in the upper ocean. Finally, let's discuss the forecasting of tropical cyclones. During the past several decades, with tremendous effort from the scientific community, the forecast track of tropical cyclone gets better and better. However, the forecasting intensity had no any progress. By including both the wave-induced mixing and the sea spray from wave breaking into typhoon or hurricane models, the forecasting error for super typhoon could be reduced by 58%. This dramatic improvement can benefit the world people living in coastal areas suffering from tropical cyclones. Finally, I would like to summarize the results. My presentation has focused on model development, and data are also quite important for long-term prediction. We will face lots of challenges in observation, such as the high cost, parameter limited, space limited, and data share problems. The following are take-home messages. Firstly, for long-term prediction, it is time for us to regard the ocean as a unified dynamic system. Small-scale surface waves play a dominant role in the ocean turbulence and ice interaction. Secondly, with above scientific understanding, it is quite promising that we can have much longer prediction ability on ocean, tropical cyclone, and climate, and the UN Ocean Decade. Thirdly, more data are never enough for better prediction. The transfer from scientific findings to operational forecast and then public service is the spirit of a predicted ocean. Last and most important, I have proposed that Working Group 40 and the POC committee that we would like to contribute a platform for providing operational climate prediction and service for PICES with the joint effort of PICES community. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you so much to Fang Li for his very inspirational talk. And now we're coming toward the end of the opening ceremony, but first we really need to acknowledge what has happened over the past year. So we have PICES 2021 by the numbers. It involves a mammoth secretariat effort behind the scenes that make all of these meetings run seamlessly. From September to November, we had 44 virtual meetings hosted between September 1st and October 14th. We had 4 virtual workshops, 6 science sessions, and we will have 1 e-poster session hosted in October 2021. 1 virtual opening ceremony, which we're in right now, for 530 registered participants from 30 countries. 1 virtual governing council meeting in November 2021, and numerous other meetings with collaborating organizations, sometimes requiring them to wake up at 4 a.m. So thank you sincerely to all the PICES Secretariat staff, Sonia, Sine, Julia, Alex, Christina, Susan, Cecil, Rosalie, Lori, and Robin. From all of us, thank you so much. Next slide, please. So this week, this is just the beginning of some wonderful talks that we will share together this week. We are right now in the opening ceremony, but following the opening ceremony, we have session 1, the Science Board Symposium, toward a shared vision of sustainable marine ecosystems. Tomorrow, we have an S2 POC is Physical Oceanography Committee topic session on global warming patterns and multi-scale climate variability in the North Pacific. Session 3 oral presentations were canceled, but they will be part of the e-poster session. And then on Tuesday also, we have session 5 from the Biological Oceanography Committee and the Physical Oceanography Committee on atmospheric nutrient deposition and microbial communities. On Wednesday, we have session 6 from sponsored by the section on carbon and climate, looking at knowledge of ocean deoxygenation in coastal and offshore regions. The marine and also session 8, marine environmental quality topic session using environmental indicators to look at plastic pollution. Then on Wednesday, we have the Future Scientific Program and the Physical Oceanography Committee sponsoring the S7 topic session on prediction of extreme events in the North Pacific, and also S9 that is sponsored by Future, the Physical Oceanography Committee, and the Technical Committee on Ocean Data on artificial intelligence. And then on Thursday, please join us for the interactive e-poster session. This will be sponsored by a company called ePoster Board, where you will be able to wander among several floors and actually go into a poster room that will be like a Zoom room where the poster presenters can present their work. So we're doing the best we can to try to make this as interactive as possible. You know, please join us for the posters with your wine or beer or coffee or tea, depending on where you are in the world. We look forward to seeing you at all of these science sessions. Next slide, please. And now I'm handing you over to Sanae Chiba, the PICES Deputy Executive Secretary.
Thank you, Vera. So it's a tradition that the PICES deputy give an announcement about the logistics of the meeting in the end of the opening ceremony. But today, I have only one thing to tell. That is, please communicate mindfully. Because English is not a primary language of many participants. So native English speakers, please speak compassionately, be patient for others to catch up. And non-native English speakers, please speak slowly and clearly, because each of us have a beautiful accent, which may be difficult for others to follow. And be brave to ask questions and join discussion. And the conveners and chairs, please be mindful to put everyone on the same table. PICES is made up of only 6 countries, but its cultural diversity is very high, and we are proud of that diversity. We want to make that diversity as our strength rather than the barrier for PICES to stand out in the world of ocean science. So please communicate mindfully to make our science greater. And this is all my message. And now we will have a short break, about 10 minutes, and start the Science Board Symposium from 6:30. So 30 minutes past your time. So get your tea and feed your dog and cats, and please be back on time to rock and roll. See you soon.